So, you probably already read the title, and before I get into that, I know pretty much exactly what you're thinking. You're like, the drawing guy! Didn't you just do a video on this? And, loyal The Drawing Guy subscriber, you would be correct. So basically, I did an hour-long video going through this, and I read every single comic out loud. That's gone. I guess I'll tell you about that in a second. And during that video, I said, during Peeps 1, the adorable superhero, I said, I might want to revisit this someday. I think it would be funny if I turned it into, like, a huge lore thing. And I didn't think much of it because, it's a joke. That's what people say to each other to make each other laugh, Peeps 1. And at first, I was like, oh, look at all these Peeps comics, and oh, it's so fun how everything would be. And then I had an absolutely terrible idea. So during that original video, I did happen to say, it would be funny if I remade the comic. I already said this. What the hell am I talking about? So you know what? That is my comic binder 2. Also Hot Magazine. And now, why am I doing comics? It's like literally 10 years after this. Like, that's dumb, right? Well, yeah, yes and no. I definitely thought all of these could have been done better. Like, literally everything in here, could have been done better in some way. And there's no way in hell I'm doing everything. But I want to start where it all began. I wanted to start with Peeps 1, the adorable superhero. Where's Peeps 1? Peeps 1, the adorable superhero. So I looked at this, right? And I'm going to, before I show you what I did, we're going to reread Peeps 1. Hi, I'm Peeps. And this is the best place, the sewers. I know, it's great. Oh no, someone's coming. He has a waffle. Oh no, Flash gets struck by lightning. I feel something. I have the power to shoot laser beams. No, I better get a cape. To be continued. Pretty simple, right? Now, what if you do it better? Now, what if you did it better? I remade my first comic a while ago now, actually. It's been I took like 10 days to film this video, but, shut up. So this, my loyal subscribers, is my comic binder 2. And I am going to show you what is in the comic binder 2 in a separate video. But that is not what today's video is on. This is all about how I, the drawing guy, remade my first ever comic. Thumbnail. Come on, get it straight. At some point, I'm going to take a picture of this, and it's going to be my thumbnail. So, I'm going to get a side-by-side on this, and I really need to plan this out. So we're just going to throw everything on the floor over here. Bye. And, bye. So, a side-by-side right away. I wanted to keep it in the same style because a little fun, theatery fact about me. So I've always been really fascinated by the idea of a remake. Because most times, they end up worse than the original, right? Most movies, all of the Disney live-action remakes, they're usually awful compared to the originals. And then you have something that's like a video game remake, where it's actually, most of the time, unless you're Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, better than the original. So, I wanted to take the video game approach and the movie approach. And you're like, what? So Peeps 1, the adorable superhero, is essentially the same thing as Peeps 1, the adorable superhero. But it's everything a Peeps 1 comic should be. Like, if I made this now, this would be what I would... Closer to what I would make. But it's also still Peeps 1. So, like, there's the guy with the waffle. He still lives in the sewers. You know, it's the same story, right? I want to tell the same story with this under a fresh coat of fresh coat of paint. While also making it better and setting up better what is going to happen in the future. So basically, I took this comic, made it funnier, and I added little hints of lore to the ending to make the ending make more sense. And I already showed you this. That's why I did it first, to get you a little reminder on what Peeps 1 is. But now, I should show you what this Peeps 1 looks like. There's Flavel. I'll show you that in a future video. This is what Peeps 1 looks like now. And I did decide to color it, as I'm sure you noticed. I'm going to show you the cover at the end, just to show you how it fits in with everything. So you could pause it and read right now, but I'm going to read it with you in a second. Frame by frame, and tell you my kind of thought process, what I did better, and how Peeps is going to work in the future. So we start off exactly the same. Hi, I'm Peeps. I thought it would be, a good idea to start exactly the same. To, show people that this is a remake. So this is literally the first 2 frames of the original Peeps comic. And I live in the best place. I think I cut some fluff in between these ones. The sewers, you got to keep it the same. Although, actually, now with the color, a lot of these, frames of, not Peeps look much better. But the ones with him talking, I decided to leave blank, because that is a lot of work to color that in. And now I know what you're thinking, and as you can see, I added, little background elements of the garbage bag. There's, a pipe of sewage coming down. I feel like something that the Peeps comics and, any comic, this is Mr. Triangle's 3 right here, it's very boring, right? It's all words and just the triangle guy, and there's no, color or backgrounds. So that was something I wanted to do better. I wanted to add, backgrounds and color and stuff to the comic that's otherwise usually, black and white. And then Peeps is poor. So this is where the story starts to change. So, it's and now I know what you're thinking, and then it's going to be I live in the sewer, or whatever it was in the old comic. But no, I made it. Peeps is poor, and then people are laughing at him because he's poor. And it's true. And then he's bozo, poor, chump, loser, and he's, crying his eyes out. But it's not okay to make fun of the poor, only the rich. Ha, imagine having money. And then, balls, somebody's coming. And I was actually just going to put genuinely Pornhub on there. But I was like, no, that doesn't fit what I would make as a child. So in remake fashion, now it's Peep-Up. And he says balls, because balls is funny. And here's the thief guy from the original, the original scene was him coming from behind a wall. I made it a brick wall. Here it comes. He has a little red splodge on his eye, which you'll see later. And then I made it, obviously, you can see, the sugar on him and stuff. And, his tongue. You can see his tongue. He has a highly sugary breakfast. I didn't want to say waffle, because when I was writing it sounded stupid. It's I might as well change it. And he was like, no, please. And he's holding it. Die, please. And then it goes to him raining. I actually added the rain, because, color, atmosphere, all that fun stuff. Harder, because, it's fucking him in the ass. I feel something, and he's glowing. Hooray for murder. I was really running out of space, so I can't do it. I now have the power to shoot laser beams. I had to cut that. Hooray for murder. Got 2 things out of one. 2, strips down in one. Both the one of him getting laser beams and one of him murdering him. 2 for 1. He's now murdering in 1. He says, hooray for murder. I need a beer. No. Weed. No. Cape. And then he's looking at the cape. Oh, schnizzle. And then this is lore. Boss, I found him. And he's holding the waffle, so that's the same guy. And then he has the mark on his face. Him. Just to make sure you didn't know who it was. Excellent. She will be pleased. To be continued. I gotta keep to be continued. I hate to be continued and literally everything. But for the sake of continuity, because at the end of literally every comic ever, it says to be continued. I said to be continued. And also, this is a character that showed up way later in Peeps than you would expect. I believe the first time he appeared was Peeps 8, and he was Peeps' evil twin brother, right? And that's all good. But I decided to change it up a little bit. So I also changed the design. Now he's yellow, I believe. Before he was white with red eyes, kind of like those bunnies. And I added the mark in his eye, obviously, to match all of his minions. And, yeah, so he's now yellow. He doesn't have the angry eyebrows, so he's just like a regular Peeps, just like our main man. And he is still his brother. And there is quotation marks around that. It's not because he's adopted, I'll give you that hint. It's something that actually makes sense within Peeps. It's not like, oh my god, my parents were divorced and had another kid. No, not like that. Like, it's like a fun comic reason, you know? So, I guess I should go back to the cover now, as promised. So, to change the cover from literally just Peeps with a cape, which is technically incorrect, because in this comic he didn't have a cape yet, I changed it to Peeps 1, the adorable superhero. Same title, you know, it's a remake, you gotta keep the same title. There's Peeps, my main man. He's huge in the middle now instead of being pretty small, like before. And obviously there's the landfill of the sewer, as well as a trash bag, which was in one of the frames. I don't really remember which. This is just a mountain for effect, and then there's the main guy with the waffle. I also put my name on it because that's what I like to do with my drawings as of recently, as you'll see later in this. And smiley face, because that's how I usually sign my name on stuff like this. Just for fun, let's drag this video out a little bit. I'm going to put this one here, zoom out a little bit, and then I'm going to flip this one over. And I just want to show you how much has changed from Peeps the original to Peeps now. So here's Peeps original, right? You can read it again. I already read it at the beginning. And here's new Peeps. Same story, different coat of paint. And a little bit of additions to it. Because, like, the last one ended right there. And that's technically where it would end if I remade it faithfully. But I decided to add more. And that's for the ongoing story that Peeps is going to tell. It's not like a grand narrative. It's going to be pretty basic. And I'm actually thinking about hard capping the story. So, obviously, right now, this binder, as you saw in the last video, has 11 Peeps comics. And in order to keep this as a faithful remake, I am going to keep all of those exactly the same. The only one I'm slightly nervous about is the two-parter, because I have no idea how to do that yet. But as for Peeps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, not 10, I'll tell you why when we get there, I'm going to remake them, and then I'm going to do a video showing off the progress that I've done so far. So obviously this is Peeps 1, and I can't wait to see where I'm going in the future. I'm not going to give you any, like, spoilers, story spoilers, although if you watched the last video, you already know the first, like, 10 stories of Peeps, so, like, not that much to spoil. But this Peeps is going to be a little different than this one, as a remake should be. And honestly, I am super excited, but I'm going to hard cap Peeps at 20 comics. So there's the 10 original ones, 10 new ones to add whatever crazy story I want and new ideas. And then we're done. I'm probably going to make it like a two-parter at the end or a three-parter just to finish it off. So that leaves us with 5 original ones. 3... No, I did the math wrong. Shut up. It'd be 3... 3 for the finale, probably. It would be 5 original to kind of wrap up whatever story I was doing here. And then, obviously, the 12 original ones that I'm going to remake and do videos on. But I think that's going to be okay for now. I'm actually going to film this part of the comic binder right now. For you, I'm actually going to space out my videos, because, you know, I have a couple of Animal Crossing ones to go out. I'm probably going to film another stupid one, like freaking Strangulation, sometime soon. So, you know, I'll plan this out all throughout October. But I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger here. I actually really love this idea. This is something I am, like, genuinely super passionate about, because I think that this is going to be, like, honestly really cool. And I know it looks stupid, because, you know, it's Peeps. It's my first comic. And my binder's falling over. But I really, really think this could be something cool. But that's it. Get out of my face. Bye-bye.